Hello, welcome to this presentation of Sage Data Exporter. My name is Ara Martirossian. I'm going to run you through the fundamentals of the Sage MRP Excel module. MRP stands for Materials Requirements Planning. What that means is it takes details in relation to sales orders, the stock that you've got available, so that it can give you a recommendation in terms of what you need to buy to meet the demands from customers. The difference with the Sage MRP Excel module is that the MRP calculation is completely user definable with a manual override. So what you can do is set the thing up and get it to run every night. But for example, if something comes up, you can then change the calculation and or also put exclusions into it. So I'll talk about that in a second. So a typical MRP calculation would be to say, show me the quantity that I've got on sales orders at the moment. Take away from that the stuff that I've got on purchase orders, and also take away from that what I've also already got in stock to give me what I need to go and buy to meet the current demands that I have for my product. So as far as Sage is concerned, Sage 50 contains most of that data. It has information about the stock in terms of what's free, what's on purchase orders, what's on allocated sales orders, not what isn't on unallocated sales orders, but I'll come on to that in a minute. As far as sales is concerned, it has details of all historic sales, so that could be used for trend analysis and predictions. And as far as stock levels are concerned, there's also a reorder level, so you know what the stock reorder levels should be and what the minimum order quantity should be when you're placing a purchase order on a supplier. And we'll use both of those in the demonstration in a second. However, the Sage MRP Excel module has other capabilities, which means it can include data from other sources. So we have the ability to include and exclude specific items, and those items could be particular sales invoices. So for example, over the last 3 months, if you've had an unusual sales invoice and you want to take that out of MRP, you can do so. You can do the same thing for purchase orders, or on the other hand, you could put a master production schedule in to say, you know what, I definitely need this produced as part of my MRP run, and so on. Now, in short, the Sage MRP module allows you full control on what is and or isn't included in MRP. So let's look at that in detail. So let's have a look at Sage to start off with. So this is my Sage application with some sales orders, purchase orders, and so on. And the way the Sage Excel MRP application works is that there's an Excel spreadsheet here, and if I right click into that, I can then just refresh it. And at the moment I've got nothing on my MRP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually load an extra piece of demand in here. So I'm going to use our Excel to Sage application, which is basically the Swiss Army knife for bringing things into Sage. And I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet which has got a 25-line sales order in it for these particular products. So I'll close that off, and with one button I'll just import those into Sage. So import the sales orders. So that'll now go off, take that Excel spreadsheet and import it into Sage for us. There it is, that's all done, and order number 365 has now been created in Sage. Great. So what I'll do now is I'll just go and update the MRP calculation. And there it is, it goes off. And what that will do now is it will go through the Sage database and it will pick up all the sales orders, all the purchase orders, all the customer records, all the latest product details with the latest reorder levels and so on, and then use that to generate the MRP cube, which will then be used to view what is recommended to be purchased. So that's it, that's the MRP run done. And if I now just close that off and go back in here and do a refresh, that'll go through and say, oh, here we are. So I've now got an MRP. So what's this showing us? It's showing us all the products. It's showing us what's outstanding on sales orders. It's showing us what's outstanding on purchase orders. And it's showing us what's in stock, and I'm running negative stock, so some of these are in negative quantity. So based on those, it says, right, this is what I'm recommending you should buy. So you should buy 42 of those, 26 of those, and so on. Now the minimum order quantity set on the stock record is 50. So for example, for these down here, where it's less than 50, the quantity to buy has been set to 50. However, for these where I need more than 50, it's now telling me to go and buy that specific quantity. And that's it. Now the stock record also knows which supplier it's going to be buying it from, as a result of which the MRP can then now automatically generate my purchase order for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close that off. I'm then going to go back to my menus, and I'm now going to import the MRP purchase order. There it is, and that's now gone off, and it's now created 5 purchase orders for me based on the MRP run. So let's go and have a look at those. So purchase orders 210 to 214. There we are. Here are the SD MRP POs, and if I just open those up. So that's the first purchase order that needs to be bought from UN-E001. That one is from MEC001. And so on. So, dead easy. Thank you for your interest in the Sage MRP Excel module. I hope you found it of interest. Please feel free to contact me if you've got any specific questions and to also arrange a free trial. Thank you.